What's up, everybody? We're live again here in the Build Tune Race shop, and I don't know, I'm trying some things. Hopefully the audio works, hopefully the camera works, and all that stuff. I'm looking over here at my screen, trying to do a kind of cool little live feed setup to where we can even walk around in the shop if we want, with a good camera and all of that stuff, instead of just holding onto the phone all the time, then having calls come in and get interrupted and all of that stuff. So we're going to try some things, I guess, here. So bear with me and let's see if this will work. Momo, what's up? Can you hear me? Okay. Let me know. Hopefully all the audio is working. The dang shop's a disaster. I just want to go live, hang out with you guys, chat, and possibly clean some of this stuff up. And then hopefully we can get back to working on the Camaro soon. So that's my plan. Hopefully work on the Camaro soon. But I wanted to try this live feed. I know you guys enjoyed it in the past when we did these, hung out and talked about all this stuff. So here you're fine. Cool. I'm hopefully running this little microphone that's on me. So even if I walk over there or whatever, you guys can hear me good. Or if I turn away from the camera and all that stuff. So I know I had something scheduled there where it said I was going to go live, and then we didn't because we were trying to figure out audio. And after about 17 different adapters and some cables and all that stuff, I think we're onto something. So Alex came by. He's over here hanging out, and we got a heck of a mess of a shop. Clyde's doing what Clyde does. We still need to figure out why that thing ran weird in that one video. Haven't even messed with that, and then Camaro's going to get a whole lot of love here pretty soon. So let's see. What do you guys got? Can you hear you? Came in mid-sentence. Well, that's all right. I guess that's a attention grabber at the beginning. But otherwise, I'm just saying we're going to go live, hang out with you guys, work on the shop, stuff like that. I got a heck of a little live feed setup going on here. So I just want to try this. I hope it looks decent. Looks all right, I think. A little light on the thing, but we even got like zoom and all that stuff. So look at that. Man, might have figured something out here. Otherwise, guys, if you got any questions, if you want to talk about anything car related, tuning related, build related, questions about stuff on the channel and cars and things, life, whatever, throw them in the chat. And I'm just going to start kind of picking up some of this stuff, move around with the camera in the shop, and we'll go with it. I do need to figure out, maybe I can pull up your guys' comments on the phone and watch along with you, because then I'll be able to respond to comments without having to always go back and look at the computer. So that'd be great. Let's try that. See if that's going to work. Shows this is live. Hey. There we go. Yep. Ohio in the house. All right. Love it. So Melvin, I used to work with them. I don't work with them anymore. So I think it was April, May, somewhere in there. I don't know. Earlier in the year, ended up going ahead and splitting out and just doing my own thing and all of that. So I think I worked with them for 2.5 years. Went pretty well. Grew a big following for their social, and everything went great, and helped them with growing the business. And it was a lot of fun stuff. But kind of have my own things that I want to do and goals that I want to achieve. And Build Tune Race is one of those. And to do that, I had to go out and do my own thing. So that's what we're doing. And then a whole lot of other things happened this year, and it's been crazy and wild and sad and all sorts of things. So we're getting there, though. I'm getting everything figured out. The axles in the Buick, holy cow. Yeah, that was a wild deal. I'm still pretty surprised that we did that. It bent it, broke it. I mean, we knew that something was weird, but we didn't think that the axle was going to snap on the next pass. But that's where the first pass, it probably would have done it, and probably a good thing that the car came up on the two-step, didn't build boost, kind of ran like crap, and then I rolled out into it, because otherwise I'd probably been trying to make a full hit, and then it was snapped. At least I went up there with it in my mind of like, hey, something may or may not be weird in the rear corner. Well, we know something's off, but it may or may not be major, I guess. And went up there, built boost, and let go of the button, and good thing it broke then. But I still only want to make sure it was going to make boost and then see if it would roll to the 60. But if anything felt weird, lift, just testing tune, just testing it. Like I said in the last video on the update, kind of a good thing that we snapped it and bent it, and so we didn't just go grab another 35 spline and slap it in and then probably destroy them pretty quick. So um, yeah, best ET so far on the Buick is an 830 at like 100, and I think that was only like 167. If you look at the slips from the prior video than that, when we went the best eighth mile, it went like 530 flat at 100 and like 36. If you take those numbers and kind of go out the back with what the tune-ups that's in the car now with a good 60 compared to like that 830 pass with a crap 60 foot, definitely should have been a low 820, if not a high 18 pass. So we're knocking on seven's door. I think it literally, if I just put it all in up top and we even get a 130, 129, 128, 60, it'll go 80 or 790 really, really easy. But I want a 490 in the car, which if the car will go a 490, that means it'd probably go a 770 out the back. So that'd be ideal. So yeah, we're pretty excited. I mean, the car's just been a great car. It's been a freaking phenomenal car. And that's the first thing we broke, and it was an axle, and we'll take it. Somebody did leave a comment, which maybe I wouldn't mind grabbing the data and trying to make a quick little video too showing that. I don't even know what it did, but it's a good point that cheap driveline parts, or when parts break, not necessarily cheap, but when driveline parts break, you can actually hurt the motor. And if you listen real close in that video, you can hear it snap the axle and start to rev when it breaks the tire loose. And you can hear the air shifter like go click, click, because it tries to shift it into second and third when it gets. So that means, I think shift point on that car is 7,500-ish. So when it went click, click, that means that it hit 7,500 and was shifting gear. So it kind of helps it from going up there and smacking the limiter and all that stuff when it does that. So that's one thing that's nice. Like if I wanted to have an air shifter on that car and it would have went up through there and done that, it would have probably let the motor over rev and then hit a rev limiter, which isn't good. So it's kind of nice that the air shifter was in that car and allowed it to shift to higher gear ratios to try to put more load in it to bring the motor down instead of just letting it zap all the way to the moon. Because people will stretch valves and hurt all sorts of crap when that happens. So that'd be a bad day if that were to happen. Yeah, so exactly. When you hurt stuff like that, it could even hurt the trans. That thing's got a crazy good Rossler, and I think we're all good there. Drive shaft, everything looked good. We're just, it didn't, good thing it didn't, nothing really went loose except for, I guess, in the axle tube, which is crazy. But that kind of shows, like, who knows where along that line we would have broke something else, but all the good parts, good trans, carbon fiber drive shaft, aluminum center section, like all good stuff there. But just the axle said, see ya. No more there. All right. As you guys know, if I'm watching my phone, I'm watching your comments because I got a mobile with me. But take a look around. We got a freaking disaster. I'm kind of hung up on my tripod here. There's you guys, live feed. We have all the cables and all the crap and all everything hooked up. And yeah, so got all that. Oh, it's like mirrored on here. Works weird. So it's throwing. But Salty's there. Nothing great and new going on there. But soon, that's part of the reason why coming out into the shop. I wanted to come out here, start cleaning up everything, try to get some stuff in place, and then we will hopefully be able to get that thing down and working on it is my goal. April's Jag. There's some other stuff we've been working on, been taking up a whole lot of our time, and I'll fill you guys in a little bit more of that eventually. But well, that's kind of came to a stop, and it's just life's been crazy. And that's what you got to do sometimes. So might even go on and share this to my Facebook page so we can get a few more people in here. Sorry if it gets jumpy. I'm just moving the tripod around. So I'm going to go on and share that real quick. Alex will be bouncing around. We just got to pick up crap because it's a mess in here. So definitely throw your comments or questions or whatever. Let's chat about whatever. What are you guys doing? It's Saturday. It's 4 o'clock in Colorado, so it's probably dinner time for some of you guys. And it's probably just after lunch for some of you on the West Coast. So let me know what you're doing. I think we're going to a little concert tonight and all that stuff, but local one, nothing big. Like I said, I'm going to start doing more of this. Take you guys along with me. See if Alex and I can get some stuff moved around in here. Pensacola, Florida. I want to move there. I want to move, maybe not Pensacola. I'd love to go to like the Bradenton area, move there, and just being there a couple times and love the beach. April loves the beach. We have some good friends, Sketchy Bert, Sarah, Jared. They're there, and we love hanging out with them. It's always a good time, and just Florida's great. So ideally, house here in Colorado, be here during good weather, family, all that stuff, and then when it's cold, go to Florida, do race car things, hang out on the beach, all that stuff. So it's kind of a hot spot, especially with Sick Week. I don't know if you guys saw Sick Week. We got registered for that. The plan is to take the Buick. My dad and I will campaign that. I'll race it. He'll co-pilot and try to go after an 850 title. We've been trying. We want to do that during race week, but things didn't allow us to. So Sick Week, Florida, from Colorado to Florida, 27 hours, pulling a trailer and all that stuff, at least 27 hours. So it's a heck of a drive, but what else you can do in February? Go enjoy some good weather. So yeah, we got Bernie's tires, got some spares for the Jag here. I think that's Bernie. Oh yeah, that's the cruise tires. Oh man. You say Alex? Oh, that's a mess back there, huh?
Yeah.
Sorry if I guys touch the mic. I got it clipped on right here. It moves around a lot, so you guys should hear me pretty decent there. Huntsville, Alabama. Jeez, all the East Coast. Just about the life. We appreciate it, Chris. Building a new Fab Table this weekend. That's what I could get down on that. I wouldn't mind a new Fab Table. A sick Fab Table that my dad got at PRI a few years ago. It's called Strong Hand Tools. It's like a jig table where it's got all the little holes in it and you can mount all the little deals to it. That thing is sick. So if you guys ever need like a table, it comes, if you buy the kit, definitely if you're going to buy one, try to go see them at PRI. Usually you get a better deal on them there, or during that week you get a better deal. So if you can get one, go then. But that little Fab like jig table thing, super handy. I want to get one eventually when I have more room and a bigger garage. But then I think when I do that, I'll probably need a bigger garage. But definitely want one of those tables in the new garage soon. Oh, got you flipped over. There we go. Try to do this. Turned up the full volume as high as we can. And yeah, guys, this thing, bummed about this. It's like it needs just a revamp. This thing broke on my air compressors. Now I need to fix that. I got so much crap going on in here. It's terrible, but hey, what can we do? I don't keep things very clean when we work on stuff, Alex, do I? I don't keep stuff very clean when we're working on stuff, huh? No, kind of ends up everywhere. Yeah. All right, so you guys like OCD every time you use a wrench, it goes back in the toolbox, or you like get done with the project and have your tools everywhere and then I clean? Because that is definitely the way I am. Wish I wasn't like that, but I think it starts off that way. And then you're like, I think it's this size wrench, and then it's not. And you end up with 17 tools on the floor and the vice grips. And yeah. What was that? Oh, we're building something exciting there. I may or may not step out of the... See, I'm just picking stuff everywhere. Chairs. Just terrible, guys. It's bad. I got the bumper. Salty's bumpers down there. It was in the trailer. I need to go put it back in the trailer. Do some of that. Little LS pre-oiler. That thing go out in the shed. Definitely don't need that. Oh, God, drill. I wonder if that thing's still good.
No, that one's probably smoked.
This thing's great, but it gets super mad when you're doing deck screws in a trailer and you don't give it a break. It's not great. All right, I might turn you guys. What do we got now? I'm missing some of this. Somebody from Iowa, that's awesome. 95 flare side. Wiring a 440 big block and a 96 Dakota. Nice. yeah, the exploded toolbox. I get that too. That's I just got another one. That was going to be the like keep it clean toolbox. Not so much. Talk about brake clean. It sucks nowadays. It's not near as good as it used to be. The old California crap. Ultra low. I don't know what it is. What's this stuff here? So you got, I don't know. It's just not as good as it was. It even smells different. You guys over here. I'm gonna try to put a few things away over here on the shelf. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. Well, this isn't ideal, but I know when we're working on stuff, it's a whole lot funner when we're live. I just want to do more lives. I know somebody in one of the videos was like, just don't know you as well or does like questions and personal. So how much more personal can you get with the audience than going live and hanging out and answering questions and BSing and showing how much of a mess your shop is, huh? Will you help me carry this bumper outside for a minute and then we can kind of
Sure.
That might get us somewhere.
Do you have your trailer unlocked yet?
No, I can.
Yeah, go get that unlocked before we pull that up.
Oh, we can just set it. So it might come back in.
Okay.
We'll see.
Tight turn.
Tight turn. Be back. Set it right here for right now. Nice. Put this back here. This is pretty cool. Alex has been working on this. Well, he worked on it. We just need to put the little lampshade on it. It's a brake rotor off of the Mazda cam out of the 4.8, right? Out of burning.
Out of the 4.8, brake rotor off the Mazda. And we do have an air filter on that side to attempt to use as a shade.
Yeah, we got to try to rebuild this new frame so the shade sits over the little bite bulb. So we got something kind of cool for the little shop light deal. Put the AC unit, my little AC unit up. I'm going to stack all this here. Go in my cabinet. No more. Definitely not going to need AC for a couple months. Yeah, it's not super warm out today, and I don't assume it's going to be very warm out for a while. We usually see the first snow sometime around Halloween here in Colorado. Drop springs for Bernie.
What is it if we
I don't think we need that.
Halloween, it's gonna be a harsh winter. If not, it's just gonna be a light mild one.
Yeah, definitely. Could go either way, that's for sure. Panda, what's up, man? This is true. Like, right? A shop is just a big toolbox. Yeah, let's go with that. April texted me, said, tuck the mic in your shirt. I try, but then it rolls into me. So let's try this again. Tried this in other videos and stuff. We'll put it up there and see if that works better. What else we got? You guys got any more car events? You pretty much done for the year as far as going? Anybody have any events planned to go to or go check out? I think the last one in Colorado locally is like a Halloween drags, which is I think next weekend, and that's about it. Which is usually a good one. I don't really have anything to take to it. I think the Mazda. I'm wondering if the DOD on the Mazda is what's giving us fits on like with it running like crap.
I thought we deleted that.
Oh no, it doesn't. I have DOD shut off, but we've never been into the motor, so it still has like the DOD.
Oh yeah.
the DOD lifters.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if like the lifters are starting to fail in the motor, and that's what was starting to cause it to run like crap and miss and do all that at the Rock and Rumble deal.
Yeah.
Roll up my straps. What would you guys want to see on a live feed? Like I try to do some video stuff, but maybe like this wouldn't definitely been a video. Just cleaning the shop's not the most exciting unless you can interact and talk with you guys. But maybe in between on some of the days we're working on stuff to do that. The plan is definitely why I want to clean the shop up right now is because I want to get it to where I can start pulling more stuff out of the Camaro. I want to get on that big time. I plan on doing like a whole tube front end on it and everything, so I got to cut the whole front end off the car, so I definitely need some room and all of that. Got to get her lightened up. 3,600 pounds is just way too heavy. 30, anything above 3,000 pounds is too heavy when you got to race Fox bodies that weigh, 29, 3,000 pounds. I know some of them aren't super light, but I know some of them are. Put these over here. Jeez, we got so much stuff for the Jag too. I did take and drop the engine for Salty off, even though I want to do something different for it. Get that put back together.
We definitely have this space overpacked. It's meant for 2 cars, and we got 4 cars worth of stuff.
That's no joke. Yeah. 4 cars worth of stuff and 3 cars.
Actually, well, if you want to count the second Jag, 5 cars worth of stuff.
Oh, we got crap everywhere. I look like I got a junkyard, mini junkyard. You guys ever seen these? It's kind of cool. Little pinstripe removal tool. You can just get them. They hook onto your drill. And then if you got a little pinstripe you got to remove or stickers or anything like that on the side of a car, it's actually works pretty well. Not good for big jobs. Tried that before. No go. But I realized that I didn't want to do that. Not for big jobs. Welding glove. Just like stuff like that. Where we get it and it just gets left all out and it takes up way too much room. Scared. We'll get the Jag running. We will. I promise. It'll happen. Actually, honestly, it runs. We might have to fire it up here in a little bit, see if it actually will start again, because it hasn't in a while. But I don't know why it wouldn't. We did all that work to it and got it running. Had a messed up plug boot. I'll probably with this because this gets a little. You got to take some of the weight off.
Punch the welder.
Who won that one?
Well, I'm not bleeding, so I guess I will. All right. Well, yeah, I am bleeding.
Great.
So I guess the welder won.
Oh, that'll go. I think we can probably put that out in the shed too eventually.
Yeah.
Push it around the side. Need to roll all this up better. Check that out. Oh, yep.
We have paper towel in here.
There's some leftover tire from. There should be. Or you can just grab a rag or whatever you need to do.
Just wipe up blood. I was actually looking for just.
When you cut your.
Just a little.
Oh, got a little knuckle.
Yeah. Like I say, I punched the welder.
What'd it do to you, man? Yep. Just a new one of them blue rags back there. That's fine. But yeah, that was when we're fixing Clyde to go to Houston last time. That's all. That's what gets wrapped around the frame and little hangers for the bedsides and stuff. Brakes and all that.
Okay, not bad.
Nice.
Yeah. We still need to do something with your 55-gallon drums.
Oh, yep. Alex came up with this kind of cool thing where he's taken a couple 55-gallon drums and turned them into like shop chairs. Except for, what'd be cool is we almost need, that'd kind of be cool, like take the little VP cans or whatever and put wheels on it and make them like little
Stools. Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool too.
Yeah.
You guys make me look all tall here. What? There we go. A little bit better. What do you guys think, huh? 66 to C10 pickup or Suburban? Yeah, like you should definitely try race week in anything though. Like take your daily driver, even if it's just doing road week, but race week's fun when you get to race it. But if you're building something for it, even better. But literally, if you want to try it or come hang out and see what it's all about, just bring your daily and like come cruise for the whole week. It'll still be up. I guarantee you'll love it. It'd be a great. That'd be more of a vacation when you're actually doing a race week. That's not much of a vacation, but gets a little crazy. So roll up my welder. Oh, that'd be cool. If road weekers can make passes and stuff too, that'd be sweet. Kind of be like I don't know if that'd be towards the end of the day or whatever. Like once everybody's made passes, if there's free time. Because sometimes some of the days that you go on race week, it's it was a tool. You're there late trying to get last passes in, and then sometimes you're done pretty early and ready to go eat something or go to bed, or for me, go back to the hotel and dump footage and start editing, which is rough, but it's what we do. And see, that's where sick week will be totally different. I haven't done one of them. All the race weeks I've done, it's in the evening. You race always in the evening, and sick week will be like drag week, where you race in the morning and then drive, which are short drives, but still, if anything happens and you're stuck driving kind of in the evening, where race week, I guess, leaves you a chance to not make it to the track. But usually the long drive days, you got a whole extra day in case something really bad happens. Come on. So it's an interesting deal. Doing race week 2.0, where it's 5 tracks in 5 days, you just constantly feel like you're on the move. And then you have race week 1 that's here in Colorado that you always have that drive. Usually it's Denver to Kearney. This year it looks like it will be Kearney to Denver, just reversed. But that, I think if everything goes perfect for you that day, you're still talking like a 12-hour trip from the time you leave the hotel to the time you get there. I mean, maybe if you're really cruising, you can do that and better. But if anything happens and it's hot and I'll tell you right now, if you can complete the drive from Kearney to Denver, Denver to Kearney during race week, after you do that drive, you're like, yep, I can drive this car anywhere. It gives you you definitely get the faith in your vehicle that if you get past that one, you're doing all right. You built something that can withstand just about anything. See if I fight this.
Welder probably will fight you.
Yeah. It fought you already.
Uh-huh.
Son of a gun. I'm curious, what do you guys think as far as like live feeds? What, not just this channel or anything, just like YouTube live feeds. What do you like to see? What do you enjoy? All that stuff. I'm just generally curious. I think a lot more live feeds will begin to or continue to happen. I just see that's where a lot of people are doing it, and lots of technology coming around the live feed thing and all that stuff, which is cool. Kind of, I like it because then I don't have to go edit a video afterwards. I can interact, have fun, and when I hit done, it's done, right? See what you guys got. Yeah, 20-hour trips, man. They're rough. I enjoy it though. It's one of those things, right, where I mean, right, Alex, what was that? 17? 15?
16.
About 16 to Houston. And, we woke up, left here by, supposed to try to leave by 5, go to pick up Alex, realize I don't have a spare tire for the trailer, turn around, come get it, end up leaving closer to 6. And then we got there 8-ish? No.
It was almost
11.
When we got into the room.
Yeah, when we got to the room. So about 11, and that's clear to Baytown in Houston. But like that, you wake up, if you get on the road and you just drive all day, you stop for food to go to the bathroom and snacks, you just keep moving, you can get a long ways, and you can go enjoy an event and then be right back. I mean, it's a quick trip, right? We drive down one day, do the event one day, and drive back the next day. You're wore the heck out, you're tired, you're beat. It takes you a few days to usually catch up, but it's worth it though, I think. Let's see what else we got here.
I just can't believe you took that whole first day by yourself.
Bernie on methanol. Yeah. So Bernie has a Terminator X, and it's a Bosch like 4.2 sensor. So I guess what would you call it? The resolution of the sensor way down low on the AFR scale isn't very good, so they don't recommend methanol. I don't know if you'll kill the sensor. I don't know really what, other than it just doesn't have very good resolution. It's not giving you very good feedback for methanol way down there. It's just like it's freaking rich, which is where methanol wants to be. But so they don't recommend methanol with the Terminator X's. I could try it. The truck stays cool, does well on E, but now when it goes boosted, like if I ever went and put like a blower on top of Bernie, and then it'd probably definitely get methanol in. Like once it gets boost, then it'll probably go methanol. And I would love to. I just gotta get a blower, and plans right now, focus, money, direction is getting the Camaro back together, because more or less it's been 2 years since I've actually been out playing with it and enjoying it, and it's time to do something with this dang thing right here. Yeah, I don't know what the deal was with the announcement and all that stuff, and I've heard a few different things, and it's all good. I enjoy the burnout stuff. It's kind of, some of it's just putting on a show, some of it's a contest, so that's what we're doing. I enjoy Bernie, and like the whole burnout thing. I'm excited to see where that's at in 1 to 5 years, because I think it's going to be a major motorsports. I said it from the very beginning of all like the burnout stuff coming to the U.S. after watching Summer Nats in Australia. Is we all thought drifting was just people messing around in parking lots, sliding around, and now look at Formula D and all the pros and what that's turned into. I think you give burnouts 5-10 years, and I think it looks real similar to that. I mean, in its own way, but as far as pros and factory teams and stuff like that, I think it'd be pretty wild.
I'm glad to see how the Australians actually support us with it.
Oh yeah, no, the Australians are awesome.
Built to race, but us is trying to do the burn.
Yeah, no, the Australians are the best. They like send you things. And they're like, hey, try this or do that, or this was great, or you killed it there, or this, try this, or this would be better, or don't put it in reverse. They're just all about trying to tell you, help you. They want to see you do a better burnout. Australians are awesome like that. It's just like somebody here wanting to see you go faster type of a deal if you're drag racing. But the plan with this thing is, I don't know yet. So the engine's getting replaced or getting fixed. That might go into at least building a turbo kit. I want to put a 6-bolt combo in it. I'm looking at costs and all that stuff on like a Dart, either 388 or 427, similar to what's in the Buick. So then we got matching combos, and if we ever had a spare short block, it could go in either car. Blah 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 blah. So let's just run through it. I guess it could be stock block again, maybe some upgrades to that one. If that is hopefully short term, I don't plan on really putting that in there and running it though. I'd like to get that motor together and possibly sell it or put it in Bernie or whatever. It'd be like the next level. Like if I put a blower on Bernie, that 408 would be great for that probably. After that, Dart 427, LS Next, probably SHP block, maybe Pro, half-inch head stud, blah, 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 2,000-ish horsepower, 1,800 horsepower, short block. This thing, I want to go for 490s minimum next year, which the cage won't be there. So then I got to decide if I put a cage in it, but then the car's already so heavy. That's why I'd like to build it different in the next year or two, couple years, is maybe a super lightweight chassis, and then take all the real fast stuff out and put it in a different chassis. And then, I don't know, maybe we put I don't know, April is going to make a pass in this thing. So I just have to turn it way down on the new combo. And then when we heard it the last time, I literally wanted to go out there and make quarter-mile pass, go like an 870 and 860, then turn it all off and let her make a hit in it. And when trying to do that, we melted a piston. So she still has never gotten to drive this thing. And then the third option that's kind of out there, there's kind of another option that I thought about taking, the spare Gen 5 LT53, putting a rod and piston combo in it, putting it on twins, and just like moon boosting it and seeing how long it'll hold and seeing what kind of power it'd make. Thing that sucks about Gen 5 LTs is you have to, it's specific, the turbo kit would be specific because the header flanges on the LT are different, the bolt pattern's different. So if you put an LT in the car and kind of convert it for LT, you're kind of stuck there, which is okay if that's where I'm going to stay. But I don't know. It just, like looking at the combo in the Buick, it makes such easy power. But thought about like the cheap, easy one for me to like throw together and go try something different would be to throw rod and pistons in a Gen 5 L83, delete all the DI, wire like a Gen 4 LS, and just go send it. The other one that I think is really cool, I just don't know if I'm going to do it, and I need to look at some more stuff, is I think it's Skogan-Dickey. Don't quote me on how you pronounce that, but the SDPC parts or whatever, they just did an L8T, which is the 6.6 iron block direct injected LT engine. They put twin, I think 76, 80 something precisions on it, and it made 2,077 horsepower on a engine dyno, which 20% or whatever, 200. So you're talking like 1,800-ish wheel horsepower out of that combo. And that's a stock block deal, stock crane piston. So really budget-wise, that's probably able to be built a bit cheaper than an LS, a bit, because then you also got other stuff to delete. So maybe it comes out kind of close. But moving everything to LTs, I'm sure you'll be able to get them blocks for a long time if you ever hurt one or do whatever. And a lot of people don't know is Gen 5 stuff. I'm not sure about that block, but I know the aluminum stuff it's like 12 millimeter head studs. So it's practically already a stock block with half-inch head studs is kind of how you look at it. So throw a bunch of boost at it and they'll hold, which is really, really cool. So the L8T is kind of that, like, if I want to do something different and cool, go there. If I want to do something that I just know is going to, like, literally bolt it in, throw a tune in it, and go make 1,700 horsepower, like what we've done in the Buick, 6-bolt LS. And then if money-wise stuff, if I don't want to, but I'm kind of not really thinking about doing the L83 deal, unless it was like I need to throw something in the car and wait for the L8T to come in or whatever. But I think everything's out there to be had. So. Christina, yeah, the NTK would be ideal if you're running methanol. That's the sensor they recommend. So, I want one of the new Chevy 632s, but I just want to put twins on it and put like 10 pounds of boost on it and make 1,600 horsepower. Super easy. If you guys, so a lot of people just kind of look at that engine and they're like, cool, 632. What's really neat about that Chevy did is it has coil on plug. They're hidden up under the intake if you guys didn't catch that. So it's going to be wired like an LS. I assume there's a crank sensor in the either external that they'll have or internal on the crank. And then the it's like a spread port head, which is kind of cool, like an LS. So it's got some of those things, but making 1,000 horsepower, it wouldn't take hardly any boost for that thing to make 1,500-1,600 horsepower. And if it would live like that, and that's on pump gas, and it made 1,000. So if you put on like C16, it'd be safer. It's hard to say depending. Like compression shouldn't be that crazy if it was on pump gas and all that stuff. So if that thing could make 10 to 15 pounds of boost, that'd be such an easy combo to just like grab, throw twins on and go. But it already has a throttle body, so you could literally do a hat or a billet elbow, and it's already got the multi-port fuel injection, like fuel rails. So you hook up a Holly to that, super simple. A lot of the Copo Camaros have Hollies in them, so I assume that's why that car's like that. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's like a plug and play kit from Holly that like would bolt onto that 1,000 horsepower LS and just be ready to go. Yeah, the LS style heads on that, and I don't know what that means. I don't know what they gain from that, but I noticed that it is kind of cool. Jaguar driveline plans.
As is for now.
Yeah, as is for now, until we blow this thing up, which could be the very first time out. We didn't even put water in it the first night we like fired it up, so we could have overheated it right there. I don't think it's bad or anything, but hold on, I'm gonna move this. Alex is doing all sorts of work, and I'm over here BSing. So
no, you're good. Lift that chair
out. We got this. These little things work okay in Colorado, but it gets pretty humid even in here. This little deal here, this little AC Honeywell swamp cooler thing. It's a cheap version of a Portacool, very cheap version of. Doesn't work as well either, but it does its job. Get these welding gloves. That's the fuel filter off of the Jag. That was real nice there. I need to go dump the trash real quick, and then we can throw more crap away in it. Grab my broom.
Sure.
And my dustpan. Let's see what else. Check the comments real quick. So for the Jag, I plan on leaving their stock rear end. I hope we just can pull it. It's kind of interesting because, like, I think to pull it and weld it, we got to drop the whole like rear subframe and everything out of it, and then we can get in there and weld the rear diff. The stock rear end in Bernie's lasted this long. I don't know why the stock rear end in this thing couldn't last for a while, but is that one of the stock plugs? Oh yeah, that's a factory plug out of the, not a factory, but that's a plug out of the Jag. It's looking great, ain't it? Can you guys see that? Might not have autofocus on it.
No, I don't think autofocus is on.
I changed it, but then it starts see if you guys see that now. No? Maybe? You can do it? Come on. Maybe not. I don't know. It looks like crap. Let's go with that. Yeah. Trying to do fancy camera things, and just what we run into sometimes. Ideally, I want to be able to like live feed all sorts of stuff. I think in the next few, maybe years, or it could be like next year, where you'll see channels that's all they do is live feed, and it's just like a constant live show, and kind of like gaming on Twitch and all that stuff. You just watch them people constantly live. That's what's on Build Tune Race in the future. Just watching us work on hopefully a lot of. You guys keep supporting. We'll eventually get there where we can do that. Look at some nice and sooty. Yeah. Real sooty. So I just kind of went over plans for the Camaro, but either 6-bolt LS, a L8T iron, Gen 5 LT, most likely not, but possibly, a rod and piston version of the aluminum. The nice thing with going to the aluminum L83 with a rod and piston is you lose 100 pounds out of the front of the car, and these things are so heavy. An aluminum block would be big. An aluminum block dart deal is huge money. So I don't see myself going with that right now, but maybe in the future. Never know. So 6-bolt out, something to make enough power to put that thing into the 490s. That's the plan. What do you think? Oh, we're getting somewhere.
Oh, we got walking.
We got a whole freaking tire store over here. Yeah. And then, I need to clean that up. What did I do over there? The oil pan from the Camaro and then something else. I think it knocked over a
converter.
No, like that big old mess right there is. It came in here. I think it was like an oil filter. It was in and it fell over.
Dang, yeah.
And it probably sat there for 2 weeks, and it just like. Now there's oil everywhere. So I can use some of my not so great O'Reilly cleaner and clean up the floor a little bit.
Yeah, that new formula that's just pure water.
Yeah. And I appreciate you, man. I was hoping to go live, like transfer this live over to Facebook too. Trying some software things. Apparently you need 2 softwares to do that. Yeah, we'll get it figured out. Eventually I'd like to be able to go live on multiple channels. Just hit live once and boom, it's everywhere. Distribution. So as some of you guys know, that's what I do. I do like social media work and creating content and posting to Instagram and Facebook for other companies. So this little deal that I'm doing today is like a test to like learn and understand live streams and like what equipment's exactly needed and how can I make it all work and all that stuff. I've done some before, but a lot of it's off the phone and it was simpler and all that stuff. So trying to do really good quality. So good audio, hopefully good video, all that stuff. So if you do it from like a phone or a GoPro, it like just crushes the quality. Yeah, I think we're all surprised with how good Bernie's held up in the burnouts, huh, Alex?
Not so much surprised because I kind of have an understanding of our understanding of build quality, but
yeah, but just that like the rear end hasn't shit the bed, the engine's still together. It hasn't kicked the rods out of it yet. No. We almost kicked the rods out of it when we hydrolocked it. Good thing that starter was a stock one and not a high torque starter. Otherwise, we'd have had 8 twisted rods, I think.
I kind of left that decision up to you on whether or not to throw a bag on the air filter or not.
Yeah, driving in the rain, usually highly recommend if you got an open air cleaner to put a bag on it. Yeah. Keep water out. We got rained on so much. I was just like, I probably got some in there, no big deal. We thought we taped off the headers well, and
that was a 16-hour run, and 7 hours of it was pure rain.
There's a lot of rain, lots of rain. But no, so we didn't put a bag over the air cleaner. Got all the way down there. I was like, overnight, maybe it'll dry out. Well, Houston's so humid, it didn't dry anything out. And then go hit that key, and it. That was it. Like, could you imagine, guys, if we would have drove all the way to Houston to do a burnout, which already seems crazy. And we go to fire the truck up to pull it off the trailer, and we bent a rod, and it would have so we'd have drove all the way to bend a rod with us. Oh gosh, I can't imagine. That would have been a bad day. Bad day if that would have happened. That would have sucked really bad. I'm gonna check your guys' comments here. So yeah, I caught the marlin in Cabo off the out in the ocean there in Cabo. So everybody's like, "Oh, you're a fisher." No, not really. I think I've went fishing a handful of times in my life, and like twice of them were maybe three of those times were not were only on. One was ice fishing, maybe 1 or 2 other times normal fishing, and then the other ones were deep sea fishing out in the ocean, which luckily I've been able to do. But that was pretty intense. And that one actually came in pretty easy, about 27 minutes of the whole, pull it up and then draw it in. And then it took off towards another boat, and we had to swing around, and then it finally came in. They said it looked like it was a pretty old one. It had a bunch of little bugs that were eating on it and stuff whenever we caught it. But I think I don't remember what they said. I think 76 pounds, 80 something pounds, something like that. But yeah, it was cool. It's kind of one of them things. It's like a bucket item that there's a lot of people that go try to catch them things all the time. That was my second time deep sea fishing and caught a marlin, which was freaking awesome. Do a burnout on something.
We really don't have nothing in here we can do a burnout in right now because
We
I've got too sticky of tires.
Yeah. That so 6L80 is super sketchy to do a burnout with because the electronic throttle it has a mind of its own. So if you're on the brake, but once you start to let off the brake, it thinks it's going to shift and take off. But Bernie's put up right now, and then yeah, that thing. I mean, we could switch tires, but really trying to get the shop cleaned up with something here. So then hopefully we can do more burnouts because we can work on crap.
I don't know how much cleaning.
I don't think the side by side would do a burnout. Plus, I'd have to. I got 50 foot of cable. Take it out and set it in the straight and just do flybys in the side by side. Oh, see, it's flickering now. I put it in auto. Now it's screwing up on you guys. It sucks.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Now you should be better. Hopefully, just this a little bit. How's that look? Like all the camera settings.
From here,
Not bad. No lights. I think I'll get a little light and put it on there. It'd probably help. But golf cart. Dude, the golf cart's awesome. It runs good.
Yeah, that's put away right now too.
So Ryan, the Buick. I'm just looking at comments over there. The Buick has a new center section and new axles come from Mark Williams, and 40 spline, I think solid axles, so shouldn't be able to break those. Hopefully, I highly doubt we'll break those things. So I don't know how long. They said they have some axles, so I think hopefully soon they'll come in. Then we'll get them put in the Buick. The last, what is today? Like the 30th is the last like event of the year as far as any of that stuff goes. So I don't think we'll be able to really do any of that stuff, any racing, but the Buick will be back together pretty soon. Maybe we'll try to do some sort of something to just verify everything looks good, because then we're going 27 hours to Florida for sick week in Florida in February. So that's kind of what we're just going to have to deal with and do is hopefully go all that way. I'm just so glad that we tried to do something here and broke an axle, because otherwise we would have drove 27 hours, and on the first hit, we would have snapped an axle in Florida, which that's one of those parts that, like, it's custom size, 35 spline, certain length, like chances of getting an axle and making it to the next track is almost impossible.
Watching the live stream, just wanting to see if you look at your phone.
Nope. Maybe.
I might look at my phone off camera.
There you go. Yeah.
Or whenever I finally feel it vibrate.
Alex over here getting messages. So Mexico testing, we'd be all about it. We'd definitely do something like that if there's not snow on the ground. But it's the thing, once we get into like here in the next, I mean, we're right there on the border. It's going to start getting so cold that you can't do anything. Like the road will be dang near. Like we'll probably take it out and go launch it to just blow the tire off. But I'm sure we'll try it. I'm going to put this down so you guys can watch me clean the floor real quick. Do we have a good shirt?
No, I really don't know if we have. Well, we might.
Just even that gray one or whatever. It'll take a whole one to clean this thing up.
Well, here's that one. Here's that one just in case.
Yeah. Or is this one I start with this one?
I don't know. Nope. But you're probably gonna need another one of these too.
Yeah, there's a good chance. Solid chance. Tell me that GTP W body. So Not sure, but that's a Mazda that is rear-wheel drive with the Gen 5 LT, and that is a XJ6 Jaguar. So they're all rear-wheel drive already. I try not to do the whole like front-wheel drive to rear-wheel drive conversion. You got a knife or no knife?
No,
No knife. That's
not
right.
today.
Alex lost his life. SOS. Send help. How many of you guys use old t-shirts for rags? Life hack. Oh, this is a mess. I had a oil filter fall over. Now we got crap everywhere.
Oil for days.
Yeah. Goes under the bench and everything, under all that wires. That sucks. Stuff like doesn't even like put anything out. It evaporates before you even. I think they're selling cans of air instead of brake clean anymore.
Yeah, that new formula that they use. That's supposed
Lynn, what are you doing? Hi. Come here. Come on. Oh, she's like, she got shy on the, not sure about the whole shop life. Winnie, come here.
She's not quite a shop dog yet.
She's like, nope. Come here, Win. Come here. She's like, nah, no thanks. Oh, wait. So hold on. Hold on. I do have, I'll prove to you. It just doesn't, but I do have a knife. A pocket knife. Goes in my wallet. You guys need one. It's handy. It just doesn't, it does okay, but for cutting through that. It goes in your little wallet. Here's another thing for you guys. Z-clip. It's a carbon wallet. I got this at Barrett like, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago. It's been over 7 years ago and it's great. You just have to replace the little inserts because the little leather and stuff gets wore out. If you guys need like a money clip, Z-clip's where it's at. They're not cheap, but they're, I mean, literally, like, probably could be the last one ever. That one's starting to lose some of the tension because I've kind of overfilled it a little bit. Put too many cards and stuff in there. Whoa. How's that? You got everything on the neck. So what do you think about that pocket knife, huh? It's also a beer opener. Might as well get a drink out, huh?
Once we get clear enough.
Once we get the thing. What are you guys drinking? Anybody drinking anything right now? Water? Adult beverage? This Saturday. See? Don't cut through the shirt right there though. Hey, got it. There you go. Now I got 2 rags. Perfect. Yeah, 24. Start out slow. You guys coming rolling in. Appreciate everybody for watching too. You guys are awesome. I'm just gonna start doing this more often soon. If you got to bounce out and bounce back or whatever, I'm game. I just want to get to know the audience better and spend more time doing that stuff and trying to go live. It adds to a video. Hopefully, it'll make YouTube happy. You know, all that good stuff. The YouTube game is interesting for sure. Gosh dang, what a mess. Show you guys what I'm looking at right here. Let's see if I can do. Oh, nope, because I'm hooked to that. Look at that mess. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's all over in there. It's a disaster. That's what I'm messing on. I had a oil filter fell over, and then when I moved the engine to take it to the engine shop, I like looked and saw it was all the way throughout all this crap. So that's what we're doing. Oh, look at that. Parts off the Camaro. That can go. That needs to go on another shelf. What is that? Jack for the tire jack for the Jag? Ooh. Ah. What's that? Kinda. What time is it?
Kinda.
Yeah, I do actually.
What
do you got?
1664 Blanc,
Yep.
Shiner Buck, Secchi's,
No.
and Mickey's.
Definitely a 1664. Oh. Oh God, that's that's terrible. Oh, that's bad. Oh man. Guys, that's terrible. All right, I'll show you. Here you go. Now you see what I'm chasing. Look at that mess.
Where your little koozie is.
Get all that oil. Oh God, that's terrible. Oh, koozies?
Yeah, where yours is. Mine's still on the pole.
Yeah, this is pretty sweet, guys. Right here. Show
I'll
you.
give you a quick performance on this.
You gonna show them how it works?
Which one?
That one's
No,
okay.
the one behind you is the one I made.
So here you go. You guys have beer koozies with magnets in it? Drink koozies?
Here's yours.
Nice. Shout out to Quick Performance for sending koozies. Oh, nice.
Now, I'll grab my koozie.
No pandas. Cold snacks. Cheers. Yes.
There you go.
No dead roan. It's just oil going everywhere. I'm drinking coffee, smoking. Hell yeah. I'm not a big coffee person. Never have been.
No.
9:48 a.m. Bit early. Fair enough.
What's that song say? It's 5 o'clock somewhere?
yeah. It's 5 o'clock here. It's 4:52. Yeah, see? If you need to know where it's 5 o'clock, here you go. All right. See how I just I'm looking at you guys kind of. I'm looking at you, looking at me, looking at us. Oh, guys. All right, back to doing what I was doing. But yeah, no, these things are sweet. A beer koozie with magnets on it. So like on the lift, it actually holds the beer. Taste test from Alex, and boom. So you never lose where you set your beer at because it's right there.
Works out perfect when it's about head height.
About head height right there.
Yeah.
Keeps it off of anything warm, so make sure it stays cool. Oh, I need to check the battery in this unit. How are we doing? Oh, 77%. We're doing great.
Oh yeah.
We're doing real nice.
I think the video and audio equipment is doing better than we are.
Oh, I was looking for that earlier. The other day.
Awful oil.
Yeah. Almost. It's like right on the edge of the bag. Just got lucky there. Kinda. Ish. Lucky-ish.
This is an old one, eh?
What's that? Oh, yeah, that's old. I can help. We need to throw that freaking can or empty the trash can, then we'd be back to something there. Oh, my phone is freaking out right now.
Buzzing away.
Buzzing.
Yeah. I wonder if it's because of the live feed stuff. Or...
No, it's that Ring camera.
Oh, yeah, April's throwing the ball.
Oh,
Probably.
actually, it reminds me, I should try to share it over or something, huh?
What, YouTube to Facebook?
Yeah, I'm gonna share the YouTube feed to my Facebook page.
Yeah.
Need to get some more koozies. Socks and dish towels, yeah, definitely solid oil rags. The great part is they already served a purpose. You got your use out of them as a t-shirt. Then you use them as a good rag and then send them off. Let's go YouTube. If you guys would hit like the like button and all that stuff, help out the whole YouTube. Or the dislike button, preferably the like button. That'd be better. Is there anybody watching right now that is not a subscriber? I'm curious, just generally curious on that. If somehow this feed you popped up, it got to you, and yeah, you clicked on it, you're watching it, YouTube recommended it. Probably not, but maybe. What do you think, Alex?
About what?
Yep. There we go.
I think I've just hit a point in this corner where it's been so long since I've been in here. I don't know whether or not to give you the reins on reorganizing your tools and certain things.
Yeah, we'll eventually get through it. We're getting there. I mean, I'm gonna wrap up all those and put them in the cabinet at least and stuff like that here in a minute. An hour and 7 minutes live though. How about that, huh? You guys have been here since the beginning of live feed and you've sat here letting it play for an hour. You guys are the real MVPs.
Yeah, that was highly appreciated.
Yep. And if you guys have more like live feed ideas or things you like would like to see me go live while we're doing something. So if the lives are busy enough, I mean, I like doing the videos, and those will still happen, especially like track days and all that stuff. But sometimes we're just doing basic stuff. I'm always videoing it, but some of them are just simple. Like you'll be in the shop for 7 hours working on one little thing, and it's not really enough to make a video out of. But definitely could go live during that time. Whoa, here we go. Move one thing, 17 things fall.
I've always kind of wondered how live would go if somebody's in the middle of a motor swap.
Just go live until the motor swap's complete.
Yeah.
Just go 3 or 4 days live straight. I think they end up kicking it off, but maybe not.
Probably.
Well, you could always just flip around once they kick it off and go live again. So it'd be like part 1, 2, 3, 4. It'd be kind of cool. That's a wire. Goes to the Camaro.
I know whenever you're not used to certain things with certain motors, it kind of sucks to go to a YouTube video and then the part you really need explanation on is the part they're like, oh, done.
We've done that probably. That's up the. But that would be kind of cool. It'd probably take you 4 times longer if you're live feeding it and walking everybody through it, but that'd be all right. Used head gaskets could probably toss them bad boys. I think this is the ones out of the Camaro. Let's see if we can see where it hurt it.
Separated?
I don't know if it ever really.
I don't think we had it.
Yeah, I think it was right. Maybe right there. That would have been the right cylinder. You guys can see that. Little clean spot right there.
Yeah,
Maybe. Just hanging on to stuff because I think I need to. Oh, that'd be an interesting bag to go through. Here, guys, use these rags, and let's see how this works. Does it work? Oh, showing. Oh, I see. It was like a hidden comment. Still burnout. Say YouTube wanted to know if I wanted to allow the comment. That's hilarious.
What comment?
This one right here. His boss brought a bag of rags from home, and had some old sexy.
Oh.
Oh. What's the updates on your cars? So the updates are I haven't worked on them because the shop's been a mess and everything else has been going on crazy in life. But the Mazda probably needs a cam swap. So, but I mean, it runs, drives, everything's good to go with Clyde. The Jag is in the exact same spot, untouched, other than it being used as a shelf since the last video you guys saw. But I think Alex and I were talking, pretty sure that like bleed the brakes, add fluid, has zero fluid, right?
Yeah, it has zero fluid.
So
in it,
put fluid in it, then bleed the brakes, and then I think it would drive like it is. We need to make some straps for the gas tank safety stuff, but I think it would dang near drive a water, like fluids checks, all that stuff. But I think it would drive within, I think, a day's work. It'd probably drive. So that'll probably be a video we'll be trying to work on here. But I want to get back on this. April's been working on a ton of stuff. And then the Camaro will be a bunch of videos. That's why we're cleaning the shop, is so I can start. The Camaro's going to get like the dash completely gutted, pull the heater out, cut the front end off, do a tube front end. All that stuff is going to happen. So we gotta get room so then I can work on the dang thing. So like all this needs to be opened up, welder accessible, everything ready to go. So I'm gonna order like a Rock Solid Motorsports tube front end kit probably. I thought about doing my own, but might just order one of those because it's already got all the brackets for the headlights and all that type of stuff. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, the Jag's fun. I think it's going to be interesting. I don't know how good of a burnout it'll do with the stock 350, but
I don't know.
probably do okay in first gear.
I still haven't done all the research on whether or not this is a 3.4 something or a 3.7 something final drive.
Oh, yeah. But well, because is it the 12 cars that got like a 270 something rear gear or something in them, right?
Don't remember. It's been that long.
The 12, the green car that we have, that Alex may or may not end up owning at some point, is like at the time in whatever 71, 24, whatever year that damn thing
71.
Was the fastest production sedan at the time. So it went like 170 or something like that mile an hour for a sedan.
Yeah,
Maybe 150, something. Which back then would have been moving. I mean, 170 is no joke anyway. Maybe it's 150. I don't know. Oh, gosh dang. What other channels do you guys watch mostly, like on YouTube? Give a list of your favorite YouTube channels in here. I'm curious what else you guys watch. YouTube tells me on the backside kind of your channel people watch, like Cletus, KSR, Emotional, like different things. So but what's some of the ones you guys always watch or flip on and try to watch like every video that they put out, I guess? Make sure I haven't missed anything else in here. Almost got this disaster cleaned up. I think this is the spring and stuff out of that melting oil pump. Hey, there's another one.
It's pretty useful.
Look at that. That's a nice oily deal. Put this out here. Let's go. And I'm back.
Hey, Win.
Come here. Come say hi to the people on the internet. She's like, Winnie, come here.
She wants to go sniff outside some more.
She's like, man, I'm good.
Oh, man, she likes me better.
Yeah, she just doesn't want to come in here. She's like, there's too much crap in there. This way. Rid of this. Guys, I need a bigger shop. Working on that. I don't know how soon, but we're working on that. I got these rope lights too for the lift, but I don't know. They're just not super bright. I need like some really bright LED lights for the lift. Yep. 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 Oh, plate.
So what do you want to do with all these?
You can throw those. Those can get tossed. I have watched some of the demo ranch. Oh, mostly probably off the ranch, not a lot of the on the ranch stuff. Vice Grip Garage is freaking. I love it. I didn't. I don't know. I just hadn't watched it or whatever, and then I was like, I got to check this guy's content out and see what it's all about. And then Derek's hilarious. And he just kind of keeps up with the little shots and things that he says, and man, he's funny. And then he puts out long videos, which is really cool. That's totally different from everybody else's. Not everybody else, but from a lot of people, is that he puts out those like hour-plus long videos, which is really cool. Probably one of the reasons why he crushes it on YouTube, because it keeps people engaged for so long. Junkyard Digs. I don't know if I've watched Junkyard Digs. I'll have to check it out. PFI and the Brent and Boost Boy Kyle. Frigid 20 and Cletus. Yep. Dr. Mike, Garage Idiot. I don't know if I've seen that one either. Did you guys see, even if you're not, I mean, if you're watching this, you're obviously probably into motorsports and gearhead stuff and whatever. The new Hoonigan deal where it's an ad for Polaris. Polaris, I'm sure, paid for the whole deal and everything, or a big chunk of it or whatever, but they got the people in Long Beach to shut it down. They jump through like the Fine Arts or Creative Arts Center or something like that. They jump over the staircase. They jump over like a main road, just right out of the Hoonigan building over like the Long Beach. I don't know if that's like an interstate or a main highway or what, but they shut that down so they can jump over that, which is a massive jump. Then they go over like the Fine Arts Center and they jump up the staircase and like through the water feature and all this stuff that when you're a kid and you're like looking at that stuff, you're like, oh man, I would love to jump this or do something crazy here, but I can't imagine. I'm sure you get arrested or whatever doing that. And then somehow they got the city of Los Angeles to shut it down, let them do it. And it's a wild video. So if you guys get a chance, check out the Hoonigan deal and or even pull it up in a second window and watch it and then let me know what you guys think, because Hoonigan always does an awesome job at like shooting and editing and filming and all that stuff. But the logistics to that video is pretty wild. So, yeah, I mean, they built their they did that, Motion Auto did that Ranger deal, and then they went and did burnouts in them. But I've talked to Trevor a few times about building like a legit burnout vehicle. He's done pretty good, and even with like the Mustang that he did all that and all that stuff. All right, almost there with this stuff. We got so much of this crap too. You guys got a good idea for what to do with all this little leftover foam? I'd almost be able to like fix the spots that are missing. Yeah, no, I know. But we still got a fair amount.
Yeah.
Some of these are good. Some of these I could probably ditch. Like all these little triangles and stuff. It's like when you spend all the money on something and you know that that's trash, but you don't want to let it go because you know that that's 37 cents. I'll let him know. Oh, does he? I don't know if Trevor posts a lot on Snapchat or uses it much. I'm sure he does some stuff. Homely. I don't know. Oh, that's for that. Oh. Now it's almost back to where we can almost do something and use this right here. That'll be amazing. I did, for you guys talking about Vice Grip Garage, I thought it was funny where he was talking in the video prior and he got that Ranger. He's like, I'm going to try to keep it nice. He even did the bolt-in roll cage and everything to like keep the truck nice so then he could take the roll cage out and have it still as a decent truck, hopefully after the race and all that stuff. And then, what is it, second or third lap in, he rolls the truck. I was like, oh, God, dang it. That was it looked like a decent little truck before that, I guess. There we go. Couple little ground wires. How's the Shiner Bock?
Not bad.
Cold?
Yeah.
Perfect. Trying to decide if in the next shop if it ends up needing to be a full-size fridge.
It's probably gonna be a full-size fridge. We might even make it a full-size freezer too, so that way we can have some meat out there and do barbecues.
Have a grill and everything. Well, that might have been loud. Aussie Man Reviews. Is that like car stuff or is that you know who it is?
Oh yeah, he does all these commentaries over videos. It's funny as hell.
Alex knows what you guys are talking about. It's funny. So what's he do? Like what's he talk about? Or reviews on what? Just anything, everything? All right, Alex is gonna pull it up. We'll see what he says. Well, can you guys hear me pretty good? I assume it's doing all right, but
Here's just a little
doesn't look like it's super loud. Whoa, Alex got an ad on YouTube. Turn that thing down.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's one of those ads you can't skip right now.
Welcome back to Australia, Kakadu to be specific. We have a hungry crocodile. One thing we like to do.
So he just does like voiceover stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's funny. That's just a little 3-minute one that I found. X in the corner.
Oh, jeez. Android life.
He's like, what are you looking at? I'm just a piece of driftwood. I'm a chunk of seaweed. I'm not a fucking threat to you at all, mate. We Australians, of course, don't fall for that. We're pretty hard to trick. Not including the telemarketer bloke that got $500 out of me last week. Besides that, we're hard to trick.
How many subscribers does this dude have?
Better move its ass.
5 million subs. Holy cow. That's hilarious.
So he has a new target. I'd say he probably doesn't get full from eating
Some of like the sports ones are really funny. Some of the fight ones are really funny.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, the commentary he does over some of those.
He got knocked out, like stuff like that or whatever. I'm sure it's much more
Vulgar.
vulgar.
The little prick is more nimble than the big mofo. So this goes wide. No,
X in the corner.
I'm a shithouse gambler. This is over. Always put
What's
a bit
he
of money
eating?
on the favorite. This ended quicker than that 9-second MMA knockout video I commentated back in 2015. Unless it's not over till it's over. You know, this video could turn into one of the greatest.
Oh, it's a crocodile eating a crocodile? Nice. Is this a new one?
I don't know.
Oh.
It was just the first one.
So
found
I
out
just
was
seen
kinda
something
short.
about that, actually.
Anytime I watch a war movie, I'm like, there's nothing wrong with being the bloke that pretends to be dead in the middle of no man's land. Nothing the matter with that whatsoever. Okay. Now, I think he might actually be fucking dead.
Hold on.
Mofo is singing, dragging into
Hello?
the lair, dragging into the lair.
I was planning on being at Amber's in an hour.
Okay.
Are you going?
Probably close to that.
You're gonna be there in an hour? Or are you gonna stop in an hour?
I don't know. I'll probably be done here in about 30 minutes, 45 or something. Yeah, maybe try to do that. Okay. Love you. All right. Well, we're gonna keep rolling for about another 30 or 45 minutes probably, and do a little bit more, and then we gotta go to that was the call. We gotta go to a concert here in a little bit. Who is it? Joe Nichols? Something like that. Country guy? I don't know.
I think it is.
Supposedly. Yeah. I'll have to watch some more of his. It's just interesting, right? Like that type of content that people they're taking other videos that aren't I don't think they're his videos, and then he's just commentating the videos, but he's funnier than all get out. So it's like that's a heck of a concept for content. And then here we are, automotive YouTubers are trying to build and buy cars to put out content, and we just sit there, we should just review and commentary over car stuff. But that wouldn't be near as fun because then I couldn't go race. Dude, I haven't heard Joe Nichols since the late 90s. Yeah, so it's a little, like, I don't know, a little event venue thing that, I don't know, a couple hundred people maybe at most go to. And it's kind of small, but they bring them in on Friday and Saturdays and all that type of stuff. So it's kind of interesting. I wonder if that thing will turn it up anymore. The dog's out there being loud. I'm gonna go yell at the dog here in a second. Chris Fix has been killing it on YouTube. So I had no idea who Chris Fix was, and then I went to SEMA 2 years ago, and there's a panel of people up there, and Chris Fix doesn't show his face, right? Like he's usually just, I think, in a helmet or whatever. Like he doesn't show his face in his videos, or it's usually first person view. And then if he is in a car driving or whatever, he has his helmet on, I think, I don't know if he's still doing that, but when I used to watch him and watch some of his stuff to understand the content, that's what he was doing. Well, at SEMA, he didn't have a helmet on or anything. I didn't know him. There's like a panel of 5 people. A lot of them I didn't know. I was pretty new into a lot of this stuff anyway. But he was sitting there, and then they're talking, Chris Fix, he does this, he's built this, he does these types of videos. And he talked about how he makes his videos. So I started watching it. I was like, wow, it's interesting. He said, like, if something's out of focus, whenever he's showing how to do something, he'd go reshoot that part of it, pull everything apart, redo it, whatever. Pretty interesting how he built his following in his channel. But it's a lot of how-to stuff, and YouTube's built around search terms. Like some of my best videos are, LS swap S10, because that's what people will search, like V8 S10, LS swap S10. One of the videos that is the most ridiculous, that consistently gets views more than probably a lot of my other videos, is the golf cart video where I went and bought a $400 golf cart, put a fuel pump in it, and got it running. And that one, through like the beginning of the year and through the summer, does really, really good because a ton of people are searching like how to fix a golf cart, how to get a golf cart running, fuel pump replacement on a golf cart, all that stuff. So that's like a super high search term video with not a lot of competition, because how many people are making videos about putting a new fuel pump in a golf cart? So like that video is done great. And I was like, that's going to be terrible, but it's a video. My golf cart, maybe some people watching will do it. And this video has just continued to do really good. It's pretty wild. He might be. Will it run? Most popular search. Well, maybe I'll just start doing it. Will it run? Will it run? It might for a minute until we break it, and then it might need fixed, and then it might run again. What is it? Oh, that's nothing. I'll put this up for a second and put some more things up in this over here. That's kind of cleaned up for a minute. Sweep it a little bit now. Give me a second, guys. Spin you right round. Hey, actually, look, see, got this long cord. Now we can bring you clear over here. Do some stuff like that. Check that out, huh? Except for the laptop's clear over here.
What's that?
The yeah, the burnout videos have done well, and it was a good way to jump on the kind of the algorithm kick of, you know, Cleetus cars and everybody searching right then and there and all that stuff. So that's definitely helped some people find the channel, which is really cool. That's part of the reason why I want to do a burnout, because I think, I mean, who doesn't like burnout content, right? You gotta like burnout content. If not, you're watching the wrong dang YouTube channel right now. But I know a lot of people like the drag race stuff and Turbo Camaro stuff, and that's where I literally have went back and forth a few times on thinking about like buying a G body and building like a G body, going super light. I won't do a Fox body, but doing something like that to go way lighter, and then eventually pull the combo out of the Camaro and put it in there and go fast. Because to be competitive, you got to be light and fast. But a lot of people love the Camaro stuff. They got Camaros, they want to turbo their car, and that's a lot of people have found me off of the like Camaro stuff. So it's hard to, Camaro's a popular term, like Corvette and all that stuff. Malibu G body, I mean, still popular, but not as popular. Pull up my comments on here again. Yeah, the last deal at Cleetus Cars was interesting. Some people think that possibly Sean, because Trevor at Motion Auto beat Sean, and they're like 1v1, and then they ended up saying Sean got tied for second, but like his truck died, didn't even pop tires, like stuff like that. And he's doing good up till then, but then had some issues. And so they're like wondering, did they get like his white Ranger and my white S10 kind of mixed up and stuff like that. But if so. If not, fine, no big deal. But it's kind of some of that, I think, over the next year or two, we'll have to transition into more of a true competition, like judging, hopefully some like real judges that like follow that stuff or really know that stuff, and like a scorecard and all that. So then like when you get done, you actually know what your score was, kind of like drifting. You get a score, so you know where you can improve, where you can get better, all that stuff, real consistent. But I mean, right now it's about putting on a show and hopefully growing a sport that one day is really big. But it's also when you travel 17 hours and you go to do a burnout, and I hope to place, so then I can put out a video for you guys and say, hey, we won, or we got second, or we're doing good. Because I know a lot of you guys support it, and you want to see the burnout truck do good. So it's cool when I can go out and put on a good show and place, and then tell you guys that we did it. So then you can see the changes that we made to the truck helped, or the different strategies, or whatever it is. That kind of all kind of can play a factor in it. So it's all part of it. I mean, everybody wants to win, right?
Dirty Pen just comment. They need real judges.
Yeah, and so that's, and who knows, like with the Cleetus and car stuff, if it's mostly about putting on a show and everybody's just about the show and all that stuff, then that's where that can be. Or there can be like that true judge thing, and then there can be the show portion or whatever. And we'll kind of see where that goes. Everybody's learning. I mean, Garrett's making a whole new sport here in the States, which is amazing, and I appreciate that. And that's where kind of that starts to go, is you see that through everything. No prep racing, small tire stuff, old PSCA stuff, and NHRA, and all this stuff, right? Is it starts out wide open, nobody cares, they're just having fun, and there's some money put in, and then there's some winnings, and then there's sponsors, and then like for this, it'd be YouTube video views and all that stuff. Is if you win, it does better on the internet and all that stuff. So there's a transitional period where I'm sure a bunch of things will change and a lot of things will happen, and that's just what we're going to have to do and deal with, and we'll be there. We won't be making it to the next one, I don't believe, in November. It's like, I think it's Lay Mullets, and then the Cleveland Cars Bradenton. I'm gonna, I think for us to go to Florida and back, it's $1,000 just in fuel, and then you got a hotel, and then everything else for the trip and all that stuff and food. So you're talking probably at least $2,000 for a round trip deal minimum, and $2,000 can go get me a tube front end and part of a fuel tank for the Camaro. And I want that car back out so freaking bad. So we're gonna transition away from the burnout stuff just a little bit and get the Camaro and stuff running again, and then we'll be bringing. I mean, Bernie's ready to rip at any moment. It's a huge commitment to travel that far. So we're gonna take one off. I think I've hit every one of them. So I've been to Houston twice, Florida twice, Indy once. So, I mean, we've traveled and done a lot of burnout stuff. And literally everything else stopped because we built the burnout truck, and then we took it, and then we upgraded stuff, then we broke it, then we upgraded more stuff. And it's just like that truck from what we did, right? I mean,
oh yeah, that truck's come a long way. And I noticed on here there's another comment asking about the QA1 stuff, which I kind of want to get your intake on that.
what was the
Patrick says, how's the QA1 setup working on the truck?
a whole lot better than stock stuff, that's for sure. So the QA1 I did two major things when I put the QA1 on. I put all the full suspension on, which was massive, and then I also changed the converter. And then I also went, so three, I put 17s up front with a bigger tire, because the other ones were getting like all gunked up with crap. And so I think it was just kind of rolling around and like pushing the truck around. So twice it happened leading up to that. So Houston, I went out there and did a burnout and just kind of went and whipped it into the pad. And the truck, like I was trying to go full throttle and keep it pinned. Well, the truck would just keep rotating, and I couldn't really get the truck to like stop and turn and pivot a different direction. Even if I got out of it and stuff, it would rotate like another half a turn before it would actually kind of get some sort of traction and start to turn away from wherever I wanted. Well, then fast forward to Florida, go out there, tighter pad, and literally we left Houston, went to Florida, went out there and did the same thing, and then I spun, tried to correct and drive out of the pad. Well, then it over-rotated again another half, and it put me right into the wall. And I was frustrated. I was mad at everything. I threw the truck in reverse. I just wanted to back out and continue on because I didn't want to park it against the wall. Hindsight, I'd have parked it and blown the tires. But I didn't want to do that, so I threw it in reverse. It was super slick and sticky. And then it more or less went to the rev limiter and dropped the tranny out of the thing. So I came back knowing that I had to do something because I more or less was out of control in the truck. I where I wanted it to go and where I thought it was going to go, and to predict it and control it, I just didn't have it there. So come back and threw the full set of QA1 on, because I talked to a lot of people in Australia. Some of them will literally put a solid bar in the rear end. So they'll take the shock out and put a solid bar, so the back of the truck has zero movement. So I thought if we threw, double adjustables on the back, I could crank them all the way tight. So then rebound and compression was super, super tight. So now, right, Alex, if you work the back of the truck with them at tight, it almost will bounce the rear end, like the tires of the truck. You're working the tire. You're really not working the suspension very much. Like a little bit, but not
a little bit.
Not much.
Noticed still on tip end though, that front end does still come up quite a little bit, and I would actually like to see it act more like it's on glass.
Yeah, more flat. So, and that's the front's on tight too. So I think, or we might be
just a little
we might be full tight on compression, but maybe not rebound or something. So, but more or less, you want the truck like stiff like a roller skate, and it just go in and move around. So once we put QA1 on there, and it went out there and did like Indy, you can see it on the next video. I pitched the truck exactly where I wanted. I go in, I roll it around, I point it at the other wall. It goes over there. I point it into the corner. You can tell when I have control of the truck because I'll work the pad. If I don't have it, I'll just kind of continue moving in one direction, maybe stop and kind of go back the other. But if you look at Indy and then Houston from just the recent video that I did, the last burnout video, is I can point the truck, get out of the throttle a little bit, feather it, kind of bring wheel speed down and point the truck in the direction and it'll go. And now with QA1 on it, it's awesome. And I'm just using it to go tight, but we would eventually like to put a 9-incher end in it, some slicks, and I want to go try to drag this truck. I don't think it'll be crazy fast, but I think it'll run all right. And then we'll have great suspension on the truck to get it to work like that. But with it being that stiff in the back and everything, like we haven't ran into wheel hop or anything yet. Everything's been pretty good. Yeah. So I haven't, I mean, there's a lot of money in that suspension and to like get it to do that. But for what it's doing, it's kind of one of the things, I'll build it cheap. And then you're like, oh, I need it to steer and do better. And then it gets out of hand fast.
I think one of the better views on seeing your control is that drone footage from Hot Rod Rock and Rumble.
Yeah,
even though it is kind of distanced. But...
And that was a super fast burnout, and the pad is gigantic, so it was hard to like use the whole thing. But yeah, you can see in this drone footage on the Hot Rod Rock and Rumble video. That's the first video back after my mom's passing and stuff that it says, I love you, Mom. But if you guys go into that video and go into it a little ways, there's a drone. One of the coolest shots I have, I should probably post that on Instagram and stuff. But one of the guys from PPIR shot it, and it's just a drone shot. And you can see the truck come in, you see it rotate a couple times, and you see me move it over here. And then when it comes out, you can see it kind of drive through the smoke, make one more loop. And then I was headed over to the other portion of the pad, but then the tires popped because it only lasted like 40-some seconds on coarse asphalt and those little tires. It was terrible. But then like that, we figured out new tires, and now the converter, everything's real happy. So then when I put these bigger, what is it, 18s? 18s. They're like a 5th-gen Camaro rim, 18-inch tire. That burnout, I think, was like a little over a minute and a half in, which a 47 or 8-second burnout, and the next one was a minute and a half. It felt like forever, but it was perfect. That's exactly what I needed. I needed enough time to work the complete pad, and in Houston, we worked the complete pad. Went over all the way up against the one wall, kind of went over to the other corner, shot back over towards the kind of angled barrier, went up by the front where everybody was at, shot back over, then kind of worked the center of the pad until the tires were gone, and that's usage of pad. So that worked really, really good.
On you wanting to see about running the truck on slicks, already kind of, but I could see it run a high 9.
Yeah, the truck doesn't make a ton of power. I mean, it makes 400 horsepower. It probably weighs, I don't know what it weighs. It should be pretty light, maybe around 3,000 pounds. I don't know if it would be, I'm just curious. I don't know if it would run, I'm thinking like 1150s or something. It might surprise us.
I'm
but
not sure because we still haven't used a second stage of nitrous on the truck.
No, I'm just saying the 100 shot just like it does. But no, if we wanted to get aggressive and spray it, we could get her down there. I don't know how well it'll do with the burnout converter in it because it is loose. That converter is only good from like 5,000 to 7,000 RPM, but maybe off the brake and being an A and then on the bottle, maybe it would be happy up there. I'd be curious to find out how it does with the converter in it drag racing. I probably need to talk to Circle D and see if they think it'll be all right, or if they're like, no, that thing's going to be way loose even for that. But it might be all right. It might not be too bad.
Somebody just said pull the jets.
Give it all the nitrous. So it's really interesting. I've never grabbed the bottle in the burnout, haven't needed it yet, but I was going to if it bogs it. But so the way the Holly works is as long as the first stage is active, it corrects fueling to like 12 whatever. I have it set at 12.5 or 12.3 or something like that. And then, so if I grab the second set system, which is on my thumb, it should still want to correct it. So, which I'd need to add the fuel, but I think I already have that dialed in for it. But it should try to cover that up. But the Terminator X doesn't have multi-stage nitrous. It only has single stage dry, I think. Pretty sure. So, because that's why we have it wired like it is. But
somebody on here asked, did you ever figure out the fuel pump issue with the Mazda?
So I don't think it was a fuel pump. I think it's the DOD lifters taking a crap on us and causing like a misfire because it'll pop up randomly. It'll do it more when it's warmer, but not when it's cooler. I put a new fuel pump in it. Everything seems okay. I mean, they're DI injectors, so I really can't clean them. So that part kind of sucks. But I'm kind of shying away from it being a fuel pump, fuel related issue, and thinking it might be more like because that thing's been ran as hard as it has for 5,000 miles, and it's always had the DOD lifters. Like that thing doesn't have a cam or anything in it. No cam kit, no nothing. The furthest we've been into that is the injectors. We've never pulled the heads off of it. We've never done anything to it because it's not making any crazy power. But yeah, I don't know.
Even remember what that car did on the dyno.
But when I first got the dyno and I put the car on there, it only made like 277. I don't know if it would make any, and that was also on like 6-7 cylinders because the injector was messed up and stuff like that. It runs way better with all the injectors correct.
Yeah. So what you're thinking, like 3 teens?
Sean, I would come to Summer Nats. I want to come to Summer Nats. I would come to Summer Nats. If somehow I am blessed with an opportunity to do that, and eventually I think I'll make it over there no matter what, but if somehow I could get a car over there or be able to drive a car over there and somehow be able to even just do a burnout at Summer Nats would be amazing. Just that's over the top type of situation. And I've had people kind of offer, if you're here, like we'll help you out and you can, place to stay or whatever and stuff like that. So it just kind of matter of time, logistics, the virus stuff. I know makes it a real big mess with Australia and all that stuff. Hopefully you guys are doing all good over there with that stuff. But yes, 100,000%. If I am given an opportunity, if somehow that can line up for me, I will absolutely try to make it to Summer Nats as soon as I can. Right? No, I'm 1,000% down. I'll take any opportunity possible to go to Summer Nats. Slowly putting stuff away. 9/16. Oh. What do you got here? Half.
Any idea what cam you will go with for the Mazda?
For the Mazda, I'll most likely hit up the boys at Texas Speed like I did in the burnout truck and say, this is what I got. Cut me a custom cam because I really don't think it costs anything different to have them do a custom cam. So I'd probably, unless there's somebody just crushing it, like if it was going to go boost or whatever, is it Cam Motion? Just cut the one for Dr. Tunamal, and he went crazy fast in that Chevelle, and that's got a stock bottom in. So if I was going to go do something like that with it, I might go with whoever's kind of leading the pack as far as cutting a cam for that combo or situation. But Texas Speed's been good to me. They've cut cams for like the burnout truck, and it worked and all that stuff. So if that comes along, maybe I'd probably hit them up and see what they got. I think they got a couple shelf cams, and the engine's nothing crazy. It's stock head stock. It's all stock. So it'd just be like a cam only, and they do a lot of R&D on making sure their cams work. So I'd probably throw just a Texas Speed Gen 5 cam in.
Want it?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Still burnouts put international travel opening soon, so there's the start of your light at the end of the tunnel.
Man, I appreciate you rocking the hoodie. That thing is soft. I'm not going to lie. I do enjoy it. I actually just found mine the other day. I was like, where the heck did it go? And then it's getting cold here, so I had to find it and found it. And need to get it cleaned up for this year. Yeah, international. I hope so. I know that I think Canada's doing some stuff for the guys that have come, like, are coming to do like race weeks and stuff like that. They've kind of lifted some of that stuff, but it's still weird. I think what is it? You can enter, but you can't exit, or you can exit by plane. You can't exit by car. You can only exit by plane. It's some stupid crap like that. I don't get it.
I have no idea.
But yeah, I was following that on some guys' stuff. So Sean, this winter is going to be all about that white thing up there. It's gonna be a whole lot of work because that car is gonna be a whole different car. And I mean, if you start looking at it right now, I want it to be out early-ish next year, like early June, preferably. So that's new motor, new turbo kit, air to water, new wiring. Because I'm going to gut the whole harness out of it. I'd like to wire the whole car, go to only the basic stuff. We might even try to find manual doors for it to ditch some of the weight out of the doors. I got to get a different tranny for it because now that tranny's in the burnout truck. Remove the stock fuel tank, put a Fab fuel tank in it. I mean, we could bang the car together, but there's still going to be a fair amount of Fab stuff, and like lightening stuff up is where it's going to take some time. We got to get the heat. The car still has a factory dash, heater, radio, all that stuff in it. We're going to cut the cowl, ditch the windshield wipers, all that stuff, so then I can gain room to put a taller intake and stuff on it, do all that type of stuff.
You should go in Austin where the EB5 built.
The other cars I've looked at building. One day I think we'll have a ramp truck. I want to do a ramp truck.
I'm still searching for a ramp truck.
I mean, I'm still watching. That doesn't mean that tomorrow you guys might not see a video that says, "Hey, we got a ramp truck," because it's possible. Try not to keep stacking vehicles though. I've got a small car lot going on, so we got to get rid of a few things. But
any events lined up for 2022?
the first event of 2022 will be Sick Week in Florida. We're taking the Buick. Going to go run that. That'll be February. And then probably, I would assume there's going to be a Cletus and car somewhere there towards the beginning. I know he's talked about doing the whole stadium burnout deal. I don't know when that would happen timeline-wise. So a couple Cletus cars burnout stuff. Sick Week doing that. Then I would love to have the Camaro done for race week in it starts in Great Bend and then comes through Colorado. I would like to take the Camaro on race week. I wouldn't mind doing something with Bernie on like a race week, but like Alex and I drove it. I was like, could you imagine taking this thing for a week long? And I just like rolled in. It was like, I was like, oh man, because it's super loose converter. Throw maybe a tighter converter in it for like race week. And then I think it'd be fun just to take the burnout truck on. Just a lot of people like the burnout truck and go try to drag race it all week. It'd be fun. It's got a power glide. It's got trans brake.
I'm 100%
nitrous.
down to drive any one of those for a week long.
I was like, whatever, man. I have an idea for the Mazda on like what could be like race week 2.0 or some of them other events like that it would be like some changes to the Mazda real quick and then go to the event pretty soon after that. The car can't make a lot more power though, because I mean it's been 12.0 and at 1150 you got to have a roll cage and I don't want to put cage in the car. So
message held for review here.
oh,
Should I just click show it?
oh, I got it. No, I'll let you know if I need anything or looking for anything as far as lightweight pieces and parts, and I can't find them here. You guys have been awesome. I actually got a couple of people that have reached out like that, you know, where they're at, they have parts and engines and different things. So if I need stuff, they're all about getting it and shipping it, and that's freaking awesome.
Boosted rides at March 20th, Houston.
So it'd be mid-February for that, and then Houston would be March. So possibly, maybe. So it'd be start off with drag racing in Florida, then go do a burnout, then come back, and then so if you guys don't follow, and I wasn't going to say anything on here, but if you follow my personal page, I'm going to be putting on an event in Pueblo, like around, I think it's going to be June 11th. That's the tentative date that I have set up through the track, and it's going to be a totally different deal. I don't know of anybody that's done an event quite like what I plan on doing. Yes, it's going to be a motorsports thing, and that's all similar, but there's a few little things I'm going to throw in there, or one main thing that's definitely going to change it up completely from anything else. But so June 11th, Pueblo, Colorado. So if you're watching, you're close or can be close or want to get here, that'd be great. Come out and do that. I'll be dropping more stuff. I'll end up putting stuff on my page here, the Facebook page, and all that stuff. My Instagram. I'll end up posting it all around. But I put a feeler out for sponsors and vendors to get some on board to help with covering the cost of the rental and just make sure all that's good. So I've already had a handful of people reach out and want to do that. So that's great. And then it'll just keep rolling. We're way out. I don't need to drop a lot of info, but eventually, probably be early in the year, first of the year, I'll put it out there. But save the date, June 11th. If you're within driving distance of Colorado, I think it'd be a great time. I'm planning on it being just a fun event for everybody to enjoy, and just not a lot of pressure and have a lot of fun. Oh, and then so I'll jump back on that. Like cars I'd like to build. I want to build a Toyota Starlet. I want a ramp truck. I want, what's some of the other cars I've looked at and talked about?
No, I really don't remember. It's been a while since we've actually had conversations like this.
Yeah, so the like little, what is it? It's a Datsun like 1600-ish is a car. I love the little body style. I'd like to do something like that. Eventually I want a Bug, just a cruiser, slam it. Like a ragtop would be cool, or a roof rack or whatever, but slam Bug would be great. Just a cruiser. I want a Bug. I just want a car for like, I've been thinking about that too. It's like, do you sell them all and have like a couple really nice, cool cars, like with a C8, and maybe one day, like if it's a Lambo or something would be cool, great. But then I'm like, or do I try to have a big shop where I can just have like one of just so many cool cars that I've always wanted? I want a first gen Camaro, so that'll eventually happen. My mom wanted a 65 Mustang. So if anybody ever sees like a black 65 Mustang, tag me in it, send it to me, DM it to me, whatever.
With red pony.
Yeah, she wanted it with red interior. So one day I'll eventually do like a build or get a car like that I wanted to get it for. Things didn't work out that way, but I'll end up doing something cool there one day eventually. It doesn't have to be anytime soon, but soon enough it'll happen. And then what else?
I don't know. I thought like a Datsun truck would be a little cool build.
Yeah, I love like the burnout
Chevy
truck.
Love.
The Chevy Love would be cool, but I kind of did the burnout truck instead of the Love because parts are available for that. I do want. I just had it in my head. And you said something, and then I forgot it. What was it? It'll come to me. Another build that I want to do that'll be cool and fun. Skip my mind right there.
I don't know. I know you've said something about an RX-7 before.
Yeah, different little cars like that. What was it that I was thinking? Oh, this is what I also want to get something that's cool, and I want to do like a one mod deal, and that's just to put old Cadillac or what was that car that I was talking about when we were coming back from Houston?
Now that you have
no. I just want to put Detroit steel wheels on it and lower it and put Detroit steels on it and cruise it.
What about that camper conversion that made an impact on you?
No, so yeah, like one of those camper, like if you guys see that Hot Rod Rock and Rumble where that dude took that like Ford, whatever the heck that, or Mercury something, and it had that camper in it, like a camper converted classic car would be sweet. That thing was slammed on the ground and stuff. That something like that would be super cool. But I love Detroit steel wheels, like the big 20 like Steelies, and they're all smooth. I just want to buy something that's kind of cool, patinaed, and slap wheels on it and have another cruiser. All these cars that to have and drive and enjoy that I don't have enough time to drive and enjoy, but just in my mind, I'm like, oh, that'd be so cool. And like some of them are, you know, $5,000 or $10,000 project, and you could have something cool to just cruise around. It might break down on you and might not run great, but
I don't know. Because of my 4x4 background, I'd like to do a Blazer.
Yeah, Alex is a big off-road guy, so like Blazers. And then what's that other thing that you were looking at?
Oh, the Plymouth Trail Duster.
Trail Duster.
I would love to
that
do
thing
one
was
of those
rough
and put
though.
a 6.1 and hop that up.
So something that we might be doing here soon is Alex actually went to the tuning school and learned Hemis. So he's got a couple local guys that are going to let him kind of like practice on their car and like learn it and go through the book on it and everything, which once you've been in the class, you understand, you just go right through the book, but you need that,
more proficient.
that repetitive nature of like remembering what you're doing and all that stuff. So he'll probably we might do some sort of little Hemi tuning thing at some point, stuff like that.
Don't sound too enthused to throw a couple of Hemis on the dyno.
Yeah, just scared they're gonna break. No, they're not too bad.
No,
Yep.
I would definitely say if it was a Ford, it would break.
It's all right. That's what I did. So some of you guys are putting it in here. What would so Paul? Yeah, that's the fortune. If you go back in the channel, I've raced it. I've done a lot of no prep. I didn't do much with it because of COVID and that whole year, and then doing the burnout truck, and then into that year I broke it, and then I planned on doing all the stuff I'm gonna do this winter to it last winter, but it just didn't play out that way. So if you want, like, I got the whole build and everything. Also, early in the live feed, I talk about kind of what we're gonna do upgrade wise and stuff. But it's gonna get a whole 6-bolt and all that. The goal is to go 490s in that car next year. So, but yeah. So now you guys tell me, what would you want to build? Like, mild to wild, like, what's a car that you've seen that you're like, oh, that would be a cool build, or what, I want to build something like that, or like even, oh, for something simple or cheap, I'd buy one, do this and this real simple, and then just like enjoy the car. I think that's super underrated, and that's kind of why I want to do some of those builds. Is I think it's really underrated that people don't realize you can just like go get these cars. Maybe if you want it to run real good or decent, like just like this thing, right? It sat in this dude's driveway for like ever, long time. $400 for a fuel tank, a fuel pump. Fuel pump? No.
Well, I mean,
we didn't put a fuel pump.
It's the mechanical
Yeah,
pump on the block.
So fuel line, fuel tank, plugs, wires, and like a day and a half of working on this thing, and
just general fluids.
Yeah, just general fluids, stuff like that. And it runs, and it almost drives, like brakes and stuff. And is it great looking? Is it whatever? But that's not our intent with it. But if you've always wanted a XJ6 Jaguar and this thing's got a small block in it, you could have went and picked this thing up. More or less, we got what, both cars for like $1,500.
Yeah.
Put 400 into it, so call that 1,200 or 15. You call it whatever you want. You call it 15 plus 4, $1,900. But 500 into it, and you could probably have a car you could take to these classic car shows, go hang out, drive, bring something different. People are like, what the heck is that? Like, out of everything we do and own, that little car over there gets the most attention. No doubt about it. Like, everywhere you go, people, how'd you fit the engine in there? What is it? They think it's a Datsun, it's a Mazda, all that type of stuff. So it's cool. People just try it. Oh, check out that LS, and they're like, you get the people that walk on, they're like, oh, it's got an LS in it. And then you get the people that are like,
yeah, personally, I think it's
not
awesome.
sure what that is. It's not an LS.
Personally, I think it's awesome when you stop at a red light in this thing and people are trying to yell at you from 2 lanes.
Oh, hey.
What is it?
Yeah. That thing's cool, man. Like, big thumbs up and stuff. That little car gets all the attention. And that car has less money into it than the burnout truck does at this point.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought this one was still about $4,000 over.
Well, now with all the new upgrades and everything, it's probably, or they're real close. Yeah. And then far cheaper than that thing. I mean, that thing's less than what the side-by-side cost. And the attention and the fun and all that stuff out of a car like that, like, you guys could do that, or somebody else, or there's those cars out there, right, that you just got to be creative in how you want to do it. But even go grab, like, the Ram trucks we're talking about. You go grab one, you throw a Holley EFI on it, so then it runs, it drives, it's a little bit more reliable, do a few things, but you could all have fun and have a cool little car hauler and stuff like that.
In my honest opinion, I think that L83 sitting over there in the corner is probably going to end up in a ramp truck before it ends up in anything.
Yeah, we have another 5.3 over there, and I've just had people, because they know I've messed with them, they hit me up, and you can buy them for cheap. Finnegan's Caddy's great, like, just stuff like that. I've had a couple people ask me about selling the Mazda. I think that's one of them cars that, like, if I sold it, I'd forever regret it. No matter, even if I got 3 times what which if you look up Mazdas, they're like RX2s, they're crazy valuable. That car is worth way more than I got into it, just because they're crazy rare cars. But I didn't know that. I just wanted something cool, and then I ended up buying something super rare that is worth a lot of money.
I think if you got rid of the Mazda, I'd be pretty pissed.
I like a late model car, body swaps. Something else I would like to try to do eventually is like an electric conversion thing. They have these like electric motors that you can drop in. They'll bolt to like a tranny or whatever. They'll go into like old Broncos or whatever, just because I want one of like everything. So, not that I'm huge into the electric stuff. Some of that crap is impressive though. Like the new Tesla Plaid, wild.
Speaking of some electric,
that stuff is insane.
Speaking of some electric builds, you need to check out Salvage to Savage.
Mexico. Checking in. Thanks, man.
So you need to check out Salvage to Savage.
Yeah.
They're doing I think it's a twin motor Tesla swap C10.
See, that'd be sick. Like, just stuff like that would be freaking sick. Don't ever sell it. I don't plan on it. Continentals are cool. Lincoln Continentals are sick.
100K in Australia. 2-door RX.
Yep. I'm telling you, like, Still Burnouts knows what's up. RX2s are. If that thing was right-hand driving in Australia, that's why whenever I post anything in the RX2 groups, I get a little sad. You ruined that car. Yeah. I don't know how many other RX2s in a couple of years have 5,000 miles on them. Not a lot of them are getting driven. Some of them are. But I honestly would like to buy an RX2, even if it's 4-door just like that, with the rotary in it, get it running, and leave it just like that. I love that car so much that I would like to have a bone stock version of it. I would far rather have that version of it than a bone stock version of it. But because I have that one, I wouldn't mind having one of those others. I originally wanted an RX3 when I found that, but
this version is what, 400 pounds lighter?
I think it's like right there. Even though the 6L80 and the aluminum, I think it's like really close to the same weight. Need to go Tesla swap that Tahoe. That'd be sick. I don't know. You'd have the Tesla truck already. Well, I got to get ready to go. What else you guys want to talk about? We got like 5 more minutes, and then we'll check out of here. Appreciate everyone again, the 25 for watching. That's awesome. I'm gonna hang out for a few more minutes, but again, if you spent any time watching and commenting and hanging out, appreciate you guys so much. It's awesome. And I hope what I bring you guys is something of value, and you enjoy the content and all that stuff. If you ever want to, I look in the comments for ideas on videos and all that stuff. I want to do more live feed stuff like this. I think it's been good. I hope the quality was good. I'm going to go back, watch it later, listen to it, watch it, and make some changes, and I'm sure bring it back even better. But this is a pretty cool setup if I can get like another person in to help kind of hold the camera or run around with the gimbal or whatever. And when we're actually working on stuff, I think that would be really cool. And that's kind of what a test of this was, is maybe if there's a day that big crunch time and we just have somebody come hold the camera and we can just knock stuff out and work on stuff. Or if I'm welding a set of headers, I can just set the live feed up and go to town welding and hanging out with you guys. And while in between each weld it cools, when I'm building a new hot side for the Camaro or a cold side or welding the tube front end on, we can just go live and hang out with you guys. I'll probably, I don't know, I might hide these videos. I might leave them up for like a day and then hide them, just the live feeds. Maybe they'll stay on here. I don't know. Story on the fishing wall. Yep, caught it in Cabo a few years ago, and 27 minutes to reel it in. Doing that whole deal out just off the coast there in Cabo. I want to go back to Cabo. I haven't been back for. I was there, and then I went again a few years later, and then I haven't been back in quite a few years now. But I love Cabo. Florida helps with like that little like beach and vibe and stuff, but Cabo's Cabo. Especially if you're like at an all-inclusive resort and you ever get to go do that stuff. That's just good times. Appreciate it. Appreciate that support. So, oh, you guys ain't got anything. I'll let you get on with your day. I'll get on with mine. We got the shop kind of cleaned up. Did more BS than talking, but hey, we can walk in here.
We can walk in here and we can definitely have the room to get started.
Get the Mazda out, drop the Camaro down, clean up a few things on the lift, and then we can start. This is what the Camaro is going to get. This is one of the biggest mods the Camaro is going to get. It's this right here. So the mod the Camaro is going to get to Sawzall to drop some weight. The goal is to get that thing to 3,300 pounds, which is going to be a struggle. Oh man, yeah. Don't go drinking heavily the night before you go on a boat deep sea fishing. Or yeah, like you did, save it for on the boat, because if you go the other side, it's a rough day. So Will, I don't work for Motion Raceworks anymore. I think May-ish is when I decided to just kind of split off and do my own thing and continue doing Build Tune Race and social media stuff for myself and others. It's kind of came to a thing where there had to be a decision made on who I was going to do stuff for and if I was going to continue doing my own stuff. And I wanted to continue doing my own Build Tune Race stuff, and I wasn't going to let really anything come in between myself and you guys. So I wasn't gonna do that. So I'm going to continue doing my own videos, my own content, and I got a kind of cool video explaining what I'm doing now and all that stuff in my head. I gotta go film it, put it together, and then I'll release it out there. But if anybody does need social media work and you own a business and all that stuff, hit me up. But more info coming on that stuff too. So if that's, like I said, that's why I'm doing this, learning new things on social media, live feed, all that. I mean, I've done some, but chumming the waters. Yep, that's exactly what we were talking about. So my cousin drank for too much, and maybe he assisted in catching the old marlin because he was out there chumming. So it good times though. Those are good memories. Don't let those not be good memories, because man, there's some good memories. What do you think, Alex? Thoughts
On just
life? You got any life thoughts?
It's going the way it's going. The only thing we can do is continue it.
Tomorrow's a new day and maybe a new car. No.
Yeah, that's just it. Between both me and you, I think nobody on the internet's ever going to realize when we pop up with something new.
There's always something new. And as much as I like building the cars that I have, I equally like thinking about new cars to go buy and build. that's like I made a post on Facebook the other day, and it's so true, because I was sitting there, I was like, oh, I'm gonna look at the fuel tank and stuff on the Camaro. I was like, oh yeah, I think they got 2 front ends for G bodies. I wonder if there's any Malibus for sale. Oh well, now I'm looking at new cars and not parts for that thing, but gotta bring it back down. We'll get that thing back running.
That old car in Canyon,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a Honda or whatever, that old boy had, that I went and looked at the ramp truck.
Yeah.
I think it's finally under $2,000.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So my very, very first car, everyone's wondering about car builds and things. I want to get another one of my first car. I actually tried. I started shooting a video because I was like, gosh, if this plays out, this would be so cool. But my very first car was a 1987 CRX DX. Not the most sought after. If you go a little bit newer, the second gen CRX is way better because way more parts, mods, easier, blah, 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 blah. But I want to replicate that first car. I tried to track it down. I think I came up with it. Something happened with one. They left it at a shop, never paid a bill, whatever. They ended up towing the car off because the guy never came and got the car. So it probably went to the junkyard, got picked over, and then gone. I finally found the VIN nut for it, found out kind of some info on it, but there was nothing of recent. So that tells me the car kind of went MIA. So I was trying to track down my very first car. Like it was $700 when I first got it. And this car I never cared for. Like when I enjoyed having a car and I appreciated the car, but it wasn't like, oh, I want to have this car forever or anything like that. I was always like, I want to get a new car or a truck. I ended up with a Ranger, but I want to get a car really, really similar to my first car. And then I don't know if I'll turbo it or do something cool with it, or I don't know. I just want
I thought I found your car in the junkyard.
Yeah.
Will's asking about the Hummer.
So the Hummer, my dad actually listed for sale on Facebook Marketplace. He never sold it. We still have it.
It's still up for sale.
It could be for sale if the
I've
right
seen
person wants
it
it.
still on there.
Oh, is it still got it? So, but it's kind of fallen off. I'm sure he never deleted it, but he just kind of got to that point where it was a big commitment on doing a whole lot of things on that thing, and he just kind of wasn't all that into that build, and just kind of, I mean, it's cool, but kind of the purpose of the thing, and I don't know, it's just kind of one of those things where you get to a point in the project and it's just things change, I guess. So he kind of shied away from it. Maybe he gets fired up on it in the future again, maybe not. But yeah, he had it listed for sale, or has it, and if it goes, it goes. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, I think we can ultimately say the Buick's definitely primary over that one.
Yeah, the Buick's getting some parts right now. So thanks to me breaking it. But anyways, what do we got? Last few things. Well, you let us know if you send me a message. You know how to get a hold of me. And if you get to that point, I mean, it's still there. I don't know if it's going anywhere fast because we haven't been pushing it real crazy, but all that stuff. So, all right, April's calling me again. I gotta go, guys. So I've stretched it probably far past 2 hours and 15 minutes on a live feed. It's awesome. Appreciate you guys. Stay tuned for another video, and we will see you later. Thank you.